Hello, I am Sifu Matt Lovio, and I'm here to present to you, forgive me if I hope I don't get this incorrect, should be my fourth video now in my Chinese martial arts series based on the Chinese art of Hsing. As mentioned before in the previous video, Hsing is to be practiced, if you will, in two different ways. Either is for health, and the other is for self-defense. One cannot be practiced more than the other. In other words, one aspect cannot be emphasized more than the other. And that is why it is the purpose of this particular video is to show the health benefit, the chi cultivation, and the proper breathing and mental focus and coordination and control for this part of the series. Later on, and further potential videos to come in the future, I will try to concentrate on the self-defense, the fighting aspect, and the exciting part of Hsing. But for now, we're going to concentrate on the chi cultivation and health benefits aspect of Hsing. As the previous video showed, the form of the first of the five elemental fist, which is known as the metal element, also known as the splitting fist. We will be doing the metal element again and the splitting fist on this video. However, I'll be showing proper focus and control, almost like a salubrious meditation, if you will. Not necessarily, but close to and close enough. I'm going to show proper breathing, and also focus and clarity for the form. If I did not mention before in any of the previous videos, Hsing is to be at least of the first five elemental fist. Although there are separate techniques, later on there is a particular form known as the Wu Xing Chen, or the combined five elements, or in this case five elemental fist, whatever you wish to term and call it. Although they are practiced separate, in essence they are also to be practiced as one. The form just helps to show the possibility of how you can combine these techniques. But just a note, before I go any further, one of my Hsing teachers, Lao Shi, or Grandmaster James McNeil, once mentioned, not once, but many times would always say, with Hsing, this particular art, because it's so powerful and potent, not just for health benefits, but especially for self-defense, the techniques are supposed to be used separately. Although they can be used combined in conjunction with one another, the idea and the intent is to practice one technique, whether it's the metal element / splitting fist, whether it's the water element, drilling fist, wood element, crushing fist, the fire element, the pounding fist, and last but not least, the earth element, the crossing fist. Although these techniques are separate and can be combined together, Grandmaster McNeil once mentioned that the idea is that one technique should be able to take anyone out of a fight. If you have proper focus and training and practice and experience and control, they should, any of these techniques should, eliminate anyone. So although it's not recommended to combine them, which you can, the idea is to try to end the fight just using one of these forms, one of these techniques. All right, now, instead of me prattling on, talking away, and blabbering on, I'm sorry, I apologize. I had that habit, if you noticed so far in the previous videos. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Running out a little bit of sunlight and daylight. Let's get this done before it starts going dark. Okay, we're going to be doing, again, to reiterate, the metal element, also known as the splitting fist. And again, we will be concentrating on the breathing, the health benefit, the chi cultivation aspect, not fighting technique. That will come in future videos. I don't guarantee you, I promise you. Because you cannot practice Hsing one side over the other. You can practice the health benefits, but make sure to practice the self-defense aspects. Do not just practice the fighting techniques and the self-defense aspects without the health benefits, or else it is not the full art of Hsing. You're only practicing half of the art. You must combine the arts, both aspects, health and self-defense, together. Okay. I'll initiate the form once more. Even though I showed it in the previous video, I'm just going to go through the form, and then I'll go through the proper breathing technique and focus meditative control. Okay, now that I've done the form, I will, unfortunately, due to the precarious nature of the camera angle, I cannot move it around too much because it'll be too much time to try to fuss with it and try to get it at the right angles I have it now. But don't worry, the good news is if you watch my previous videos, you watch the footwork, the proper foot placement, then I won't have to go over that in this video. You'll be able to see the upper aspect. And since I've shown the previous video of how to do the elemental form, and as I just demonstrated earlier, now I'm going to show you the Qi cultivation aspect, the health, the proper breathing, breath control, excuse me, if you will, and also hopefully mental clarity and focus. All right. As I mentioned before in previous videos, arms come up, press the energy, the Qi down, sink the breath, and punch, and step out. Now, if you'll notice, when I do this, unlike the previous videos for the self-defense aspect, when you do the self-defense aspect, the combative aspect of Hsing Yi, usually the form will be like a little bit more brisk, more aggressive. I'll come down a little bit faster. In other words, it tends to be a little bit more abrupt, more gruff, if you will, more rougher, so to speak. But in this case, since we're doing the breathing aspect of it, the Qi cultivation, the health aspect of Hsing Yi, the form will be done a little bit slower. Not Tai Chi slow. This is not Tai Chi. This is Hsing Yi, Chinese mind-style boxing. And because of this, Hsing Yi has a complete, unique approach when it comes to Qi cultivation and self-defense. It is related to its sister art of Tai Chi and Bagua, but although, as I mentioned before in previous videos, again, think in quantitative mathematical references. Think of the martial arts, if you will, as if it were a fraction. What is a fraction? Numerator and denominator. The denominator is the Qi cultivation, the internal aspect, the soft aspect of the art. It's not a hard one like you see in other Chinese Kung Fu systems. Hong Gar, Chola Foot, Nanchuan, Wing Chun, Pak Mai, Shaolin, Dragon style, Tiger style, Monkey style, Long Fist style. The list goes on of all the different types of external, hard, rougher type of Chinese Kung Fu systems. Hsing Yi belongs to the internal soft styles of Kung Fu. Tai Chi, Bagua, and Hsing Yi. And with it, although these arts do have are practiced differently, Hsing Yi is done more linear. It's more, as you can see, it's more straightforward. Has very little circles and circular type of techniques compared to Tai Chi and especially Bagua. The common denominator they all share in common is the Qi cultivation. It's done differently, but they have the same goal. In other words, different numerator, common denominator. Okay, now because of this, I'm going to show you now the meditative, the Qi cultivation aspect of the forms. In this case, the first form, or technique, if you will, of the 5-elemental fist, the middle element / splitting fist. Please observe closely. As I do the technique, coming up, it's not slow like Tai Chi, but it may appear like it, and it doesn't snap out too much. It just comes out. Now, I'm going to pay attention to my index, my pointing finger. I'm going to pay attention to just the tip of it. And you breathe. Breathe in through your nose. Remember I showed you in the previous videos. Breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And we're going to do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go slow, not too slow like Tai Chi. Punch out. Remember, not back fist. Punch out. And again, pressing out. And again, I'm going to be paying attention to this finger, my pointing finger, pretty much like at the tip of the fingernail, if you will, or the very tip of it, so to speak. And we're gonna do the breathing control 3 times. This breath control is supposed to help strengthen the lower part of the lungs and the large intestine, your large intestines and the lower part of your lungs. Not the diaphragm, the lower part of your lungs. And we're going to breathe in through the nose 3 times. First, breathe in the nose once, through the mouth, out through the mouth. Again. And last time. And again here, when I come through, remember, when I transition, come out, punch, step out. We do the breathing control, breath control again, and then when we turn with the form, remember I showed you in the previous video? I'm not going to go over too much, just very quickly. The fist come just above the kidneys. and I look first before I turn, because I don't want to turn and then turn into a punch. I'm going to be eating that punch the hard way. We don't want to do that, especially for Hsing. So I look first, so I can either look away or duck or whatever it may be, and then punch and step out. And we do the same process, but unlike the regular Hsing form that I showed in the previous video, usually you're supposed to step out and do the forms, the splitting fist / metal element like 4 or 5 times. With the chi cultivation aspect, just do it maybe 3 times. That's it. And again, to strengthen the lower part of the lungs, not the diaphragm, the lower part of the lungs and the large intestine. That's about it today for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any likes, preferably, and also and if you any comments, not just positive, especially negative. Until then, I wish you the best of luck in your training, and I wish for you all to be safe and take care of yourself and each other. Sorry, I was studying there for a moment. Take care.